Drake turned on his cousin. "You're a lawyer. Why don't you help me?" Lex shook his head. "They've got more lawyers in Boston than you could shake a stick at. 'Cause if you tried to break the terms of that will, Winston would be on you like a chicken on a June bug. You can bet good money that money grubber is already counting the days till your birthday." Lex walked over and slumped a lanky hip against the hitching rail. Wind ruffled his auburn hair, and sunlight brought out the freckles splashed across his amiable face. If not for the concern in Lex's dark eyes, Drake might have thought him unaffected by all he heard. Concern was well and good, but Lex wasn't the one who stood to lose everything. Drake shifted his gaze to the calming strength of the hand-hewn limestone blocks which formed his home, his haven. Built to withstand the onslaught of time, this house and the ranch had become a part of him. He couldn't give it up, couldn't tolerate another man or woman in charge of his ranch. His voice rose as he forked fingers through his hair. "Look how Uncle Winston ruined that ranch he used to own east of town before he had it fenced and sold off in parcels." Drake gestured to the land sloping to the river. "He'd do the same to this one, or worse, curse his ornery hide. Have you forgotten he actually threatened to run sheep on this place? They'd ruin the grazing land, plus rile the other cattlemen so much there'd be outright range war. Sheep!" He turned to face his grandfather eye to eye. "But damned if I'll marry some mindless skirt just so I can keep what's rightfully mine from passing into the hands of my useless uncle." "You've found a reason to disqualify every woman in Kincaid County and all the counties around," his grandfather snapped, drawing himself up to his full 6'5" height. "Facts be known, you don't want to settle down and raise a family." Drake could not deny the charge, but he refused to admit it to his grandfather. Plenty of marriageable women had paraded before him over the years. Some had even dared broach the subject of marriage when he failed to do so. "I couldn't spare time from building this ranch to play courting games." He didn't add he had no wish to expose himself to the sorry ordeal he had watched his parents endure. Instead, he tried reasoning with his grandfather. He walked a few feet from the shelter of the porch. "How would you have felt if you'd married someone you didn't love before you met Grandma?" Dark clouds gathered overhead, darker ones in the southwest. Drake faced the one spot of morning sun peeping through the thunderheads. The most dangerous storm building around him didn't come from the sky. This silly marriage business could wash out every dream he harbored for making this the best ranch in Texas. "Grandpa, I don't want to settle for a wrong or even an almost right woman. The true one and only for me might be waiting just around the next bend." Grandpa left the porch to stand beside Drake. "Then, son, you better round that bend and be gall darn quick about it. If you don't catch you a bride by your 30th birthday, everything you've worked for will be gone and be damned. This ranch will revert to your mother's miserly brother, and you'll be looking for a job and a place to live." "If I haven't found her in almost 30 years, how can I find her in a few weeks?" Desperation tinged his voice, and he hated hearing it. He felt as hopeless as he sounded, but he faced his grandfather. "Be reasonable, will you?" Anger flared in the older man's eyes, and he used his hat to point at Drake. "Since none of the women of Kincaid County suits you, you'd best look around on your trip east to buy horses. Find yourself a good woman. And son, I mean a good woman. Marry her by April 10th. Grandpa slapped his leg with the large-brimmed hat. "Otherwise, you'll be looking for a new place to live, and your Uncle Winston or his lackey will be living here." Drake refused to lose land he had poured his life's blood into for 12 years. "I'm the one who made this ranch into a